let's talk about Q&T and why these are the most important levels on the chart right now. This has been a fairly easy coin to have traded. I actually put a video out on this on the 7th when it was trading up in this like $300+ region. And I said it was going to go down sub 200 to like 175. Obviously, we came down to this region. We got our bounce, rejected off of high time frame support, and then pushed into lower targets, right? And so this was the box we were looking for. It did front run it a little bit. Box was predicated off of prior range data. That video is still up, by the way, on the 7th if you want to go back and review it. And this was where we were looking at, okay? And you can see that this was nice high time frame support. You could have also looked at this from an even higher time frame, and what you can see is when you come into it here, you can see that you have this high volume node here and another one here. You can see exactly where price did end up coming down to, just to bounce off of this guy here, basically. So we are looking at this in terms of macro support. Can it go lower? Yes, Q&T can go lower until you're back above and holding on a closing basis, like I'm talking like weeklies, and living above it at 152, you're probably looking at a larger range. Main reason being, as we discussed this previously, but I'll go ahead and go over it one more time. You do have this here. If you were to look at it, this just goes to the drop, but what you'll notice here is a very low volume area on the chart, meaning that we were going to spend some time consolidating, which would make sense because you had a pretty big run up here. So it would make sense to consolidate and put in a range and fill this section of the chart out. Now, when we look at it now, what you see, volume being built up. What's that usually equate to? Either accumulation or distribution, right? So now we need to figure out when is a good time to be into Q&T. I've said anything under $100 is generally where you want to be at. Can it go as low as $40? Absolutely. Your global point of control is $40.40. You will know that you're seeing that level when you start losing this area of the chart. So that's $82.34 down to $69.95 with $73.70 as a volume target. So you lose that $69 region and it gets flipped into resistance, much like you saw here or right here. Then yeah, you're probably coming down to 40 bucks. I'm not personally one to just blindly DCA, but I did buy into this position, take some profits here, buy in again. What did we do right here that was so important? Okay, so when you take a look at this, you can see that you have swung failure low here. So let's turn this to white so everybody can see it. So you notice that you have not closed below this level on a daily candle until now, and you've actually back tested it perfectly. So you have a swing failure pattern at $105. Realistically, though, I think on this one, I would just want to see it get back above 115 convincingly, which is actually right here. Yeah, about 115, give or take, would get you out of this, and I would be looking up. First targets for me are probably going to be like 127, and then I'd just pull a range, so to speak, and take a look at that and see where that would put us. Let's see here. Yeah, get above. Yep, that's perfect, right where the point of control is. Yeah, I'll be looking for about 127, mainly because, again, volume target, guys, you know how I feel about those. 127 coming in at the range high. Where would I want to see regained? Would make me very confident that we were going to push into this box and actually start to claim it. Well, I mean, for me, I would be looking at this level right here, actually. Okay, so I'd be looking for 136, all right? More convincingly, it would also be your open for Q2. So let's go out to the high time frames, really kind of push this chart a little bit and see what we need to see. If we go out to a monthly, because we did just have a monthly close for the quarterly here, and we're coming into the monthly close, so let's take a look. Yeah, that's not a good looking monthly candle, is it? So yeah, getting back above this monthly open right here at $137, or in this case, 136, it would be the Q2 key level, which is just a statistical average. Then yes, that would be a good look, and I would look for this to probably at least make an attempt into this region. I would keep an eye on about 180 bucks. There is a TPO point of control there, plus I believe you have an NPOC that's coming in there as well. Yeah, right there. This does tell us as well that we do need to hang on to this $97 region. If we lose $97, what are we doing if we lose 97 bucks? Well, we are giving up, one, this swing failure pattern that we just spoke about. Two, the range low is down in this region as well, if I remember correctly, right here. Perfect. And that also does coincide with the range high of that old range we were just discussing. And that is going to be right here from last year. Okay, so you can see how these things start to line up, why this is such nice support. And if you were to lose that, what would we expect to do? We would expect to come in and fill out these NPOCs, right? So those are coming in right around $73, $72. And those are the discounts you're looking for. How do you trade those, though? Do you just blindly buy them? It depends on what kind of investor you are. For me, I like to watch the reaction and then play the strength, meaning I will set my alerts at this low. And when price comes down here, if it comes down here, I should say, comes down, fills this box out. What I'm looking to do is then see it reclaim the range. And once that happens, or this local low right here, okay, so that's about 82 bucks for me. I like to long here and ride it up to the next range. And then usually when you get a deviation like this, which you can see this is a deviation here, what do? You run to the range lows. So one would expect that if we deviated the range on that magnitude and then came back into the range, we would at least get to see, well, I mean, 115 is obviously our point of control, but we're really looking up to here. And then we're really wanting to evaluate this region on up, you know, between 137 and 150. That is just going to be such an important area on the charts. That's how I would trade it. One thing to note is that I am going to play back some clips for you guys because I don't like to just say, hey, I was looking for downside. I like to show you guys the proof. I did get some pretty hateful comments on that YouTube video. It was also on TikTok, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's basically just showing you that when we were trading here, we had one key level on the chart. That key level was $258, I believe, at the time. Yeah, 258, and that we were actually looking for this push up potentially off the level into this region because you did swing fail this high really, really nicely. This was a really nasty move. You can see that you never closed above this level at 316. And then what did you do right here? You came up and you took every single high and every single stop loss. Well, probably not every single one, but most of them here just by the hair of its chin, and then slammed it through the floor. Also a really nice trade. So as always, guys, join the Discord. Link is in the bio. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, like, comment, share on the video. Just helps me out to push the content, and tell me what altcoin you guys want me to cover in my upcoming videos. Have a great day. Well, is there potential upside? Absolutely there is. This thing has ran super hard, but it doesn't mean it can't put in a pretty large range here and reaccumulate. One thing to note is you do have one quarterly range that is relevant to price action. You have one quarterly key level, and it's 258.60. Put it on your, if we lose 258, we do get what I want, which is down here. So I'm not interested in buying QNT unless I see some strength off this weekly level, maybe an intraday trade up to the bi-weekly over time, or if we lose it, I'm interested in picking up positions maybe down in this region. Able to regain this box between 152 and 164. Very important we do that because it would also be a regain of this range right here and the POC right there at the lows. Then you could look for an auction higher and probably higher after that, and we'll talk about incorporating more harmonics here in just a second. You would be looking down. So the trend would continue, all right? So you have your trend from Q4 still continuing, and it probably would likely continue all the way down to the biweekly at $82.34, and the biweekly beneath that at $69.95 with a Q3 NPOC at $73.70, okay? So that would be the target, the place I'd be interested in price again if we